Have you ever seen one of these ecoATM kiosks at your local Walmart? Well, in this video, we'll see if it's a scam by taking these 10 phones here and seeing just how much I can get for them. As you can see here, I have quite the variety of devices. I have anything from a Galaxy Note 2 that fully functions and is factory reset to this thing. I don't know what this is, honestly. Now, if you look on the ecoATM website, they say that you're really supposed to send them working phones that are already factory reset and make sure they turn on and stuff and they don't have like any obvious functional defects. But what they don't make clear is what exactly happens if you don't follow those rules. So I do have a few examples of phones like this iPhone 5C here that works, but as you can tell, it's disabled. I'm just curious, are they gonna give me the full value on it? But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take our wonderful devices here, take them to the kiosk and see what exactly it thinks of them. So sure enough, we walked up to the Walmart in our local area and yeah, the kiosk was right on the entrance and we got started right away working on this iPhone SE second generation that I didn't show off earlier, but I figured we could just try out to see what the kiosk would offer us. The whole process of using the kiosk was honestly not that bad. It was a pretty seamless little step-by-step process where you click a bunch of buttons, a kind little robot talks to you the whole time. The only downside that ended up making this whole process very annoying was the whole thing is very slow. It just took forever for it to load, took forever for it to do literally anything. So to deal with the 10 or 11 phones we had, it was honestly like an hour-long process altogether. The first interesting thing about the kiosk is that you have to take this little sticker label thing from the machine and put it on the back of your phone. I guess the machine uses the sticker to like tell where the phone is inside of the kiosk when you put it in there. And sure enough, once you click enough buttons, the machine will open up its door and you can stick your phone inside. The machine even will give you the right cable according to like whatever device you selected you're dropping off here. And you have to plug the cable into your phone. Really strange. As far as I could tell, the only options for cables were like a lightning cable, a USB-C cable, and sometimes a micro USB cable. Then all I had to do was unlock the phone, set it in the slot as they showed in this diagram here. From there, the machine just took over. It closed the door and started to scan the phone. This whole process here it takes forever. I don't know what it's doing, but I swear this was like a 5-minute process for every phone we had to try. And what was the machine gonna give us? A grand total of $28. Now for context, a iPhone SE second gen will sell for like somewhere between $90 and $110 depending on condition and storage size and stuff. But yeah, nowhere close to $28. That's pretty rough. Let's move on to the next one. I did a flip phone next. Now one of the first screens you'll see here when you go to drop your phone off, you have to pick a brand. I ended up just picking other Android because your only options are Apple, Samsung, and other Androids. So I guess they don't have a category for other stuff. I also didn't really know what to do with the flip phone like inside of the machine. They didn't have a cable for it, like in terms of a charger. And I don't know, I figured I'd just kind of leave it sitting up like this. I would just see what the kiosk would do. Eventually it did get mad at me that it didn't like the way I placed the phone in there. So I decided to fold it shut and try again. And there we go. It went through with a grand total of $1. Honestly, I think the most surprising thing about this whole process is that it somehow actually got the flip phone brand name like correct. This really is an LG Revere 3. I looked up the model number and everything, so I don't know how it figured that out. Now looking on eBay, you can sell these flip phones for maybe like 15 bucks, so $1 is not really the best offer, but whatever, we'll take it just to see how this works. At this point, the machine started to ask some very strange questions. It wanted my driver's license, not weird at all. Then it asked for my picture, just to, I guess, compare it against the ID that I offered. It did say that I looked great though. I gotta say, that really did a lot for my confidence today. So I found out after the fact that apparently ecoATM has an entire webpage about law enforcement. So yeah, I guess they're taking in all this info in case I were to sell them stolen phones. Law enforcement would even be able to open the kiosk and have full access to the kiosks if they wanted to, if they were stolen phones, which they are not. We purchased them completely legitimately. I even found some news articles about people that have actually stolen phones and then sold them to this ecoATM machine, and then they've been arrested. So yeah, they are very serious about this apparently. But moving on, I decided to try the home cell phone 90s looking device thing next. I basically just put other for all the category questions that it had. I just put it in there and I don't know, I had no idea what the machine was gonna do next. And uh-oh, something in my test compartment isn't quite right. Oh boy. I had a theory this had to do with the strap that was attached to the phone, so I went ahead and took that off. And when I tried again, it actually went through and gave me an offer for $1 whole. It did think it was a Kyocera phone. It is not a Kyocera phone. I don't know where it got that from, but compared to eBay, I could not find an active listing for this phone. I feel like $1 is actually kind of reasonable. So I went ahead and accepted the offer and moved on to the next phone. I wanted to try this Cricket flip phone next, the one for grandparents. Same as the last couple phones, I went ahead and followed the steps. This one honestly went pretty quick and gave me an offer of $1 once again. Now, surprisingly, these phones sell for like $25, so yeah, I figured that was just not a very good deal. So I went ahead and said, no, why are you touching selling it? Don't sell it. No, don't do it. Oh my God, what an idiot. Now, for some reason, this kiosk limited me to like only doing 3 phones at a time, so I had to cash out at this point. And as you can see, I got my 3 crisp buckaroos right here. Up next, I thought I'd try my luck with this iPod Touch. Surprisingly, there is an option here on the kiosk for MP3 players, so I went ahead and hit that. Unfortunately, once it asked what cable I needed and it didn't show the 30-pin port, I knew it wouldn't be able to tell if my iPod was working or not. But screw it, we had to give it a try, right? So I went ahead and put it in the machine, and it gave me a big fat offer of $1. $1. These things on their own can easily sell for like $28. These offers are just not good. Luckily, I did make the right call this time and got that iPod out of there as soon as possible. Up next, I thought I'd try this Galaxy Tab 3. This is one of the devices that I chose not to factory reset, so I didn't know what the kiosk was going to do with this thing. I was able to plug the tablet in and get it all set up in the kiosk. And after like 20 minutes of waiting, it felt like, it finally came back with an offer of $1 whole. Now, these things really don't sell very often, and when they do, it's for like less than $20, so it wouldn't be a huge loss if I sold it for $1, but I went ahead and said no thanks anyway. Up next was one I was really excited for, the Galaxy Note 2. I was able to plug this one in just fine. I also had to set up like some media transfer stuff on the phone itself. It was kind of weird, but once that was all going, it finally started to scan the phone. And what do you think it's going to go with this time? Is it going to be higher than $5? That's what I was really looking for. Just something that was going to be, I don't know, higher than $1. No, of course it's $1. It's always $1. Now, once again, these phones are not like huge money makers or whatever. It's worth like $27. So not a huge loss, but I definitely said no deal to that one. Now, all right, at this point, I was getting pretty sick of the kiosk giving me some really bad offers. So I figured I would give it a really bad offer by throwing in this absolutely horrid S7 Edge. I basically just hit some checkboxes that said like, no, the phone doesn't work, and it just had me put the phone in there. And after it scanned it for a while, it did correctly determine that it is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. That was kind of impressive, honestly. And of course, they want to pay me $1, which for this phone, I think $1 might actually be quite generous. So I went ahead and took that offer. Up next, I decided to try the BlackBerry phone. This one did look pretty goofy when I set it up in the machine because I had to like plug it into the side of the phone. And once again, it was able to determine that it is a BlackBerry Curve, which is accurate, but was only offering $1. That seems to be all it knows how to do, to be honest. These phones are only worth like $12, so I guess it's not the biggest loss, so I did go ahead and accept the offer. Up next was another pretty interesting experiment. I had an S7, not an Edge. This one was a little beat up, the front screen is pretty damaged, and it wasn't factory reset, so let's see what the machine does with this thing. And once again, after waiting for like 14 minutes for it to scan the phone, it gave me an offer of, oh, what's this? $4. $4 whole. Incredible. I don't understand why this one was so much higher than the other ones. I guess it's a slightly more recent phone, but I don't know. This was the best offer I saw, to be honest. And last but not least, I had to try this iPhone 5C. This is the one that I don't have the passcode for, so I was not going to be able to unlock the phone. I was pretty curious what it was going to do with that information. It did fight me a few times on, the fact that the phone wasn't unlocked. It didn't seem to like that at all. I guess it got the last laugh because it spit out a nice fat offer of $1 for a 5C. I guess it's a pretty old phone at this point, so they only go for like $30, but yeah, $1 ain't gonna cut it. I said no deal. So yeah, this whole process was interesting, but kind of a letdown. I mean, I guess if you want to sell your phones for $9, then it's not a bad option. Or if you're just interested in recycling some old electronics, it could work well for that as well. But if you want to make actual money selling your phones, you're really better off on Facebook or eBay. But make sure to let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.